Shri Gurubhyo Namaha children. Today we are going to discuss about the new topic fertilization. You know very well, fertilization is nothing but the fusion of male and female gamete. Fertilization in angiosperm is double fertilization type. What is angiosperm? The word angiosperm is nothing but flowering plants. Angiosperms comes under plant kingdom category. There are 5 categories in plant kingdom. Number 1, algae. Number 2, bryophyta. Number 3, pteridophyta. Number 4, gymnosperm. Number 5, angiosperm. Once again I am repeating, angiosperms is nothing but flowering plants. This angiosperms comes under plant kingdom. There are 5 different categories in plant kingdom. Number 1 is algae, number 2 bryophyta, number 3 pteridophyta, number 4 gymnosperm, and number 5 is angiosperm. Angiosperm is nothing but flowering plants. And this angiosperms, flowering plants, is further divided into 2 major classes. One is called monocot and another one is called dicot. Monocotyledon and another one is called dicotyledon. Clear? Yes. What is monocot? A plant which have only one cotyledon, then it is said to be monocot or monocotyledon. Mono means one. What is cotyledon? The seed which have a small leaf-like structure, only one leaf-like structure, that is called cotyledon. If your plant having seed having only one cotyledon, only seed-like structure, then it is said to be monocotyledon. If the seed have 2 cotyledons, then it is said to be dicot. Clear? First, again I am telling, fertilization, the fusion of male gamete and female gamete is called fertilization. In angiosperm, that fertilization is double fertilization. What is angiosperm? Angiosperm is one of the 5 categories of plant kingdom. This angiosperm is higher graded plants, 5th category. So, this angiosperms are broadly into 2. One is called monocot, another one is called dicot. Monocot is nothing but the plant which have only one cotyledon. Dicot is nothing but the plant which have 2 cotyledons. Clear? Yes. See the structure of the female gametophyte. This is called, totally this is called This is gynoecium. This part is called stigma, and this is called style, and this is called ovary. In the previous class, we already discussed about pollination. What is pollination? The transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of a flower. We already discussed. Now, the stigma contains pollen grains. The pollen grains are deposited on the stigma. The pollen grains are germinated on the stigma. After that, the pollen grains produce a tube-like structure, and then the male gametes are entered into the ovary. This process is said to be fertilization. Now, we are going to discuss in detail this fertilization in this topic. Clear? Next, events of fertilization. There are about 5 to 6 events in fertilization. The first one is germination of pollen to form pollen tube in the stigma. Think that it is a gynoecium part. It is also called as pistil. This is said to be stigma, and this is said to be style, and this is said to be ovary, and this is said to be ovule. Clear, children? Now, events of fertilization. The first one is germination of pollen from the anther. The germination of pollen to form pollen tube in the stigma. Here the pollens are deposited, germinated in the stigma. Once the pollination is over, the pollen grains from the anther is transferred to the stigma of a flower. Now the pollen grains are germinated in the stigma. After that, these pollen grains form a tube-like structure called pollen tube. All these activities takes place only in the stigma portion. Once again I am repeating, after the pollination is over, the pollen grains are transferred from the anther of a flower to stigma of a flower. Now the pollen grains are present in the stigma of a flower. So, the first one is germination of pollen. Germination of pollen is nothing but deposition of pollen in the stigma. Clear? Once the germination process is over, this pollen form a tube-like structure. It is also takes place in the stigma. This is the first event takes place in fertilization. What is the first event? Germination of pollen to form pollen tube in the stigma. Clear? Yes. Second one, growth of pollen tube in the style. As I said, this is called style. Stigma, style and ovary, these three are the female reproductive part of a flower. Once the germination of pollen grains takes place in the stigma, after that the growth of pollen grain takes place in the style. Once the growth of pollen grain takes place, it forms a pollen tube like structure. Clear? And third one is direction of pollen tube towards the micropyle end of the ovary. So, once the pollen tube formed in the style, it slowly comes here and enters into the micropyle end. This end is said to be micropyle end. The third event in fertilization is direction of pollen tube. Direction of pollen tube is nothing but movement of pollen tube, and this pollen tube enters through the micropyle end of the ovary. And the next one, entry of pollen tube into one of the synergids. This is called synergids. Once the pollen tube enters through micropyle end, it enters to that synergids. All the components of the pollen tube enters into the synergids, and this is called egg apparatus. This is called egg apparatus, and this is said to be polar nuclei. Clear? Once again I am repeating the events of fertilization. The first one is germination of pollen tube to form germination of pollen grains to form pollen tube in the stigma. Second one is growth of pollen tube in the style. Third one is direction of pollen tube towards the micropyle end. Fourth one is entry of pollen tube, into one of the synergids. These are the synergids of the embryo sac. Okay. So, this pollen tube enters into one of the synergids of the embryo sac. And the next one is discharge of male gametes. Each one pollen contain 2 male gametes. So, all these are discharged in the synergids, discharge of male gametes. After that, the process called syngamy takes place. As I said earlier, gamy is nothing but fusion of gametes. Syngamy means fusion. Syngamy means 2, one egg and another one component fused together. Male gamete and female gametes fused together to form a syngamy. Fusion of male gamete and female gamete is called syngamy. Once the syngamy over, and then one more male gametes fused to form fused with the secondary nucleus. This is called secondary nucleus to form a triple fusion. So, these are the events of fertilization. Once again I am repeating the events of fertilization. The first one, germination of pollen to form pollen tube in the stigma. Second one, growth of pollen tube in the style. Third one, direction of pollen tube towards the micropyle end. Fourth one, entry of pollen tube into the synergids. Fifth one, discharge of the male gametes into the synergids. After that, syngamy takes place. Syngamy is nothing but fusion of gametes, male and female. And finally, triple fusion. These are the events of fertilization. Clear? Yes. The events from pollen deposition, the first one, the events from pollen deposition on the stigma and to the entry of pollen tube into the ovule is called pollen pistil interaction. The interaction from the event from the pollen discharge, from the pollen deposition in the stigma till that entry of pollen tube in the ovule. This is said to be pollen pistil interaction. Pistil is nothing but gynoecium. Pollen is interact with this gynoecium. The pollen is deposited on the stigma. The growth of pollen tube takes place. Direction of pollen tube takes place. Entry of pollen tube takes place. Discharge of pollen tube. Syngamy, and finally triple fusion. So, all these are said to be pollen pistil interaction. Clear? Yes. Now, the first event pollen on the stigma. How the pollen is deposited in the stigma? This you know very well. In the previous class we discussed about the pollination. By the mechanism of pollination. What is pollination? Just transfer of pollen grains from the anther, male part of your flower, to the female part of your flower. Transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of your flower is called pollination. Once the pollination is over, all the pollen grains are deposited on the stigma. That is the first event in fertilization in angiosperm. Clear? Yes. So, pollen on the stigma. What happens when pollens are present on the stigma? A variety of pollen falls on the stigma. In nature, the variety of pollens or falls on the stigma. All of them are not deposited, all of them are not get fertilized. So, all of them do not germinate. Okay. If the pollen is compatible, if the pollen is matched with the particular stigma, then it starts germinates pollen tube. If there is no compatible, there is no discompatible, there is no mismatch, means there is no formation of pollen tube. If the pollen is compatible, with stigma, automatically the pollen forms a pollen tube in the stigma itself. This is the first event in fertilization. Once the pollen forms a tube in the stigma, after that this pollen tube develops, grows towards the style, in the style. Okay, right. Sexual incompatibility also takes place, exists between different species or members of same species. This is called self-incompatibility. Self-incompatibility. The first visible change in the pollen soon after it lands on the stigma is hydration. Once the stigma is deposited on, once the pollen is deposited on the stigma, the first event, the first change takes place, that is called hydration. The visible change takes place in the stigma is called hydration. Clear, children? Yes. During the germination of pollen, its entire compound contents moves into the pollen tube. I am going to draw one diagram of pollen tube. See children, this is structure of pollen tube. You know the parts of the pollen tube, right? What is this part? This part is called exine and this part is called intine. This is called pollen tube and this is called male gamete. It is very important, male gamete. This is the structure of pollen tube. During the germination of pollen, once the pollen is germinated on the stigma, they have the formation of pollen tube in the stigma itself. Okay, so all the components are comes into the pollen tube. The growth is restricted to the tip and that all the cytoplasmic components move to the tip region. All the components of the pollens are moved to the tip region. The extreme tip of the tube appears hemispherical and transparent. Okay, this is structure of pollen tube. Next one, pollen tube in the style. Once the pollen is germinated in the stigma, pollen tube is formed in the stigma. Now the pollen tube grows nicely in the style region. So pollen tube in the style. After germination is over in the stigma, the pollen tube enters into style. Very important. Once the germination is over in the stigma, the tube automatically enters into style. There are three different types of style. First one is hollow style or open style. Second one is solid style. And third one is called semi-solid or half-closed style. The growth of the pollen tube only depends upon the types of the style. Once again I am repeating, after the germination is over in the stigma, the pollen tube will form in the stigma itself. Then the pollen tube slowly enters into the style. The growth of the pollen tube only depends on the types of the style. There are three different types of style. One is called hollow style, second one is called solid style, and third one is called semi-solid style. The hollow style is also called as open style, second one is called closed style, and third one is called half closed style. These are the three different types of style. Based on the three different types, the growth of the pollen takes place. Now, what is open style? It is most common among all monocots. Monocot is, I already explained what is monocot. So, in monocots the style is open type. Okay. A hollow canal running from the stigma to the base of the style is present in open style. The canal is lined with a single layer of glandular canal cells. Okay. Next one is called closed style or also called as solid style. This type of style is seen in dicotyledon plants. It is characterized by the presence of central core of elongated, highly specialized cells called transmitting tissue. The next third one is semi-solid style. This is the intermediate between solid style and open style. Okay. The next fourth event in fertilization, That is called entry of pollen tube into the ovule. It is very, very, very important stage. There are three types of pollen tube entry. There are three different types of pollen tube entry into the ovule. The first one is porogamy. Second one is chalosogamy, and third one is mesogamy. See the structure of ovule. This is the structure of ovule. If the pollen tube enters through the micropyle end, the type of entry is said to be porogamy. Once again I am repeating very important question. If the pollen tube enters through the micropyle end, that is called porogamy. If the pollen tube enters through the chalosal end, then it is called chalosogamy. If the pollen tube, this is pollen tube, this pollen tube enters through the integuments, it is said to be mesogamy. These are the three different types of entry in the ovule. Once again I am repeating, first one is called porogamy, second one is called chalosogamy, third one is called mesogamy. Porogamy is nothing but the pollen tube is entered to the ovule through micropyle end. The second one is the pollen tube entry through the chalosal end, that is called chalosogamy. The third one is mesogamy. The pollen tube enters through the integuments, that is called mesogamy. Clear, children? Yes. Now, the pollen tube, once it enters into the ovary, all the components of the pollen tube enters into the embryo sac. I am going to draw a diagram of embryo sac in simple manner. You just listen very carefully, okay? Listen, children. This is a structure of embryo sac. This is called polar nuclei. This is called egg apparatus. This is called synergids. This is called filiform layer. This is a simple way of drawing the diagram of embryo sac. Okay. See, this is called antipodal end, antipodal cell. Okay. So, irrespective of the place of entry, the pollen tube into ovule, it enters into embryo sac at the micropyle end. This end is called micropyle end. Majority, most of the pollen tubes are entered through the micropyle end only. That is called porogamy. Okay. The pollen enters into embryo sac directly into one of the synergids. This is called synergids. Two synergids are there. The pollen tube enters directly into one of the synergids. Synergids are the one of the part of the embryo sac. Synergids, filiform layer, egg apparatus, polar nuclei, antipodal end, all these are the parts of the embryo sac. Okay? See the diagram of again the embryo sac. This is called the antipodal end and this is called the polar nuclei. Once the polar nuclei is fused to form secondary nucleus, listen very carefully. Once the polar nuclei are fused, it is said to be secondary nucleus and this is called egg apparatus and this is called two synergids. This is called filiform apparatus. I already drawn this same diagram before in the before slide. Clear? After reaching the embryo sac, the pores is formed in the pollen tube wall at its apex. The content of the pollen tube are discharged in the synergids. Once the pollen tube enters into the synergids, all the contents are discharged in the synergids. The pollen tube does not grow beyond that. Then the tube nucleus is also disorganized. Once the components of the pollen tube discharge in the synergids, the pollen tube function is over. Now we are going to see the syngamy fertilization. This is a diagram here. Double fertilization. Once the pollen tube enters, all the components are discharged in the synergids. Okay. The double fertilization was first introduced by a scientist called Navashin in the year 1898 in Lilium and Fritillaria plants. He observed that both male gametes released from the male gametophyte are involved in fertilization. What he observed? Two gametes are involved in fertilization. They fertilize two different components of the embryo sac. Okay. One gamete fused with egg to form zygote. One gamete fused with egg to form a zygote. This is the first fertilization, that is called double fertilization. Gamete means haploid in nature, N, and then egg also N. Zygote means 2N. So N fused with egg to form a zygote. Clear, children? So next, since both the male gametes are involved in fertilization, then it is said to be double fertilization. So pollen grain have two male gametes. So both male gametes are involved in fertilization, then it is called double fertilization. It is only unique in angiosperm. The double fertilizations are only unique in angiosperms. One of the male gamete fuses with the egg nucleus to form syngamy called zygote. As I said, one gamete fused with the egg to form zygote. That process is over. That is called fertilization. Two gametes are entered into the synergids. One gamete fused with the egg to form a zygote. Clear? See, second one. The second male gamete fused with polar nuclei to form endosperm. male gamete means one N. Polar nuclei, we have 2 polar nuclei. So, N plus N, 2N, 1N plus 2N gives 3N, endosperm 3N. This is called a triple fusion. Okay. See here, this is the pollen grain structure. One male gamete fuse with egg to form a zygote, and from this it will develop as a embryo. This is called fertilization. Second male gamete fuse with polar nuclei to form endosperm. This is called 3N. This is called triple fusion. And finally, it will develop as a embryo, and later on it develops as a seed. Clear? The second gamete migrates to the central wall of the cell, and it fuses with polar nuclei and formed a primary endosperm, PEN, primary endosperm nucleus, and this fusion of 3 gametes, 3 nuclei is called triple fusion. This acts results in the endosperm formation. This endosperm gives the nutritive tissue. It acts as a nutritive tissue for the developing embryo and developing seeds. That's all about fertilization in angiosperms. The rest we can see in the next class.